Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing what kind of audio equipment do you need for your use case if you're going to be doing some content creation. We're going to go over 3 different kinds of microphones. We're going to go over wireless microphones. For example, here we're going to use a DJI. We're going to go over shotgun microphones for recording like the Rode Video Mic Go, and for portable recorders like the Zoom H4n, which you can also use the H1n. In our use case, they're going to be the same. So instead of talking about the equipment I have at hand, we're going to start talking about the use cases. So the first use case we're going to be talking about is content creation inside your house. If you're going to be making content inside of your home, inside a room like this that's not very treated, the best sounding option, at least in my opinion, would be the audio recorder or the field recorder. This is the H4n. It is a field recorder which has built-in batteries, built-in SD cards you can record on it. The same objective can be achieved with the Zoom H1n, which is pretty much the same device except it doesn't have built-in microphone inputs. So we're going to pretend like this is Zoom H1n. In that case, that would cost about $80 to $100. This one costs $200 with the advantages of having a bit bigger screen, more controls, and these, but that's not part of the video. But why a field recorder and not something like the DJI wireless microphone? Wouldn't it be more convenient if I can just strap this to my chest and record with it rather than holding the microphone all the time? Yes, in fact, the DJI is going to be more convenient. And if you're going to be doing a lot of explaining with your hands, then you definitely want to go for the wireless option. Now, why is that? The thing is, you do not want to go for a shotgun microphone inside your house for recording because it works really well outside, but the reverberations inside your room are not going to do the microphone a lot of benefits. So if you put it on top of the camera, you might as well use the microphone that's built into the camera. The difference is not going to be that huge. Now, this is considering a lower end model like the Rode Video Mic Go. If you go for something like the Rode Video Mic Pro, for example, I think that one's $300. I'm sure it's going to sound a lot better and it's going to be a lot more directional. The DJI is obviously great, but if we're aiming for the highest quality inside a place that is stationary, you're just sitting down, you're not moving much, you might as well go for this. I'm going to have the sound quality test of these 3 microphones at this part right here. There should be timestamps somewhere on the screen right now if you just want to hear them. Now, if you're going to be making content outside the house, like vlogging, walking around and such things, if you're going to be one person, if you're going to be recording yourself talking, if the microphone is going to be facing you, like you're going to be vlogging straight up, then I would say that these microphones, these shotgun microphones like the Rode Video Mic Go, the Fujifilm ST1 and other options would be pretty good. Now, the convenience of having something like this is going to be great almost all the time, but microphones like the Rode Video Mic Go are a lot more plug and play, at least in my opinion. I hate things that are wireless and things that you have to rely on batteries and stuff like this. The battery life on these are great, but you obviously still have to keep track of the charge and stuff like that. Now, in situations like these where you're going to be recording yourself and filming yourself alone and not with other people, this is a great option. However, I think this goes without saying, if you're going to be recording yourself and other people as well in the same video, the fact that these microphones are very directional is not going to do you too well because it's going to take out everyone else's voice and just going to keep yours for the most part, depending on which model you go for. This is a situation where you might want to go for these microphones because you can have one on your shirt that's going to record your sound and you can have one on the other person. Another thing that's quite nice is that these microphones, especially the newer models, have so much built-in effects and so much built-in ease of use, like having built-in compression, built-in high-pass filters, EQs. Some of these things are not available. This microphone right here is a lot more bare bones. No, obviously this is around 60 to 80 bucks. This is around 250. You really cannot compare. Now I understand, but this is a 2-person microphone. You can get a 1-person and you can get ones from Hollyland that are going to cost you down to 100 bucks. I'm going to have links in the description for all of these items, by the way, so just keep that in mind. Now, personally, if you're going to be recording something and you want to get the most convenience possible and the least amount of work possible and the least amount of thinking when you're considering stuff, then the Rode is obviously going to be the best option. It requires nothing at all, just plug and play and that's it. As I said though, if you're going to be recording at home, this is not a great option. The DJI is going to work pretty well, but if you want something that's going to give you as good of a quality as possible, then obviously the portable recorder is going to fit best. Let's go ahead and go for the sound test right now. I'm going to be comparing all 3 of these microphones. I'm going to be plugging the DJI into my phone. I'm plugging the Rode into my camera, and the Zoom is just going to be standalone, and you're going to be hearing the sounds of that. So let's go to. So what you're hearing right now is the sound of the Zoom H4n. It sounds very different than the microphone I'm using because obviously I'm having a bunch of effects going on, but this is a raw sound that's coming out of the Zoom H4n. It's quite warm. It has a bunch of detail. It is fairly reverberant, and I would get it closer to my mouth if I could, but I don't have a piece of foam or windscreen, which I definitely should, and you definitely should if you plan to use it as a microphone like this. Now keep in mind, this microphone has a thing that the other microphones do not offer, which is live monitoring. Hearing yourself while you recording is a big feature, and it is very important for a lot of people, especially people who are just starting and they want to actually hear themselves and they want to know what they sound like. And I recommend that most people would do this unless you're very experienced in the world of audio, in which case you're plugging the headphones that you use into this and hearing yourself. You don't need to. I think it's fairly beneficial. Now, one downside of using this that is very important to mention is the fact that this is not going to be immediately synchronized to your camera, which means you're going to be recording the video here, the audio here, and then you're going to be putting the files together and then splicing them together and then synchronizing them, which is not particularly difficult. But if you're recording things where you might need to go back and forth between recording a clip here and then audio here, clip here, audio here, I think it's going to get a little tedious. What you can do is you can get a line out aux cable to the camera, but then at that point, it's just, you might as well get a wireless mic. The convenience is really lost on you. But yeah, this microphone also, while it might be big, the H4n, you can get an H1n, which is going to be, as I said, a lot smaller and cheaper as well. The battery life on these things really depends on the battery settings that you put on. Like this one has a stamina mode, for example, but that's beside the point. This one for me lasts between 1 to 5 hours, really depends on the settings and what microphones I've plugged in, but it also depends on the battery quality that you put in. Personally though, I enjoy the sound of this fairly, like, quite a bit, and also it is very versatile. I can use this in a lot of situations and it's just incredible. Sometimes though, like right now, it just showed me that the battery went from 3 bars to 2 just in 3 minutes of recording. That cannot be true. Sometimes that happens because it just doesn't start at a full battery, like it's being lied to or something, or maybe it's draining the batteries separately. It can be a little confusing. Anyway, that's the sound of the Zoom H4n. Now I'm going to move on to the sound of the DJI mic wireless thingy. And now I just plugged my DJI microphone to the camera. This is the Sony A7CR, and this is what it sounds like. Keep in mind, as I said before, my room is incredibly reverberant and very not sound isolated, so you're still going to hear some details. Now, obviously, you're not expected to be holding the microphone like this. There's probably some pops that I don't hear right now. You're probably expected to put it somewhere like this. So while this is by no means a perfect placement, in fact, it's kind of bad. I'm wearing a hoodie. I try to use a magnet, but it wouldn't. Anyway, this is what it's probably going to sound like. I'm not going to apply any effects in post-production. Anyways, now we're back into the microphone, which is the Sennheiser MKH416. The last mic we're going to test is going to be this one right here. This is going to be the Rode Video Mic Go. I don't particularly like this microphone. The camera, for context, is going to be about a foot away from me, maybe a little bit more. And yeah, I'll plug this and you can tell me what you think. Hey everyone, it's me in post-production. I have news. Unfortunately, the Rode microphone couldn't make it. It couldn't work. I tried multiple times. I'm assuming it's the cable. Probably. I've always had issues with this mic and I don't really like it. I'm sorry about this, and I'll bring back whatever is left of the video. Sorry for that. In conclusion, if you're going to be recording something at home, you might as well use a portable recorder if you want to achieve the highest quality, in my opinion. Using a Zoom H1, there's some options from Techstar and a few others. I will link all of them in the description. They're going to be affiliate links, just so you know. If you want to record something indoors, but you're going to be using both of your hands, the convenience of using wireless microphones like these is going to be great. I'm also going to be making a video, hopefully later, that's going to explain how you can probably try to improve the audio quality if you're recording things wirelessly. And last but not least, if you're going to be recording something that is going to be a vlog and it's probably going to be outdoors, or at least it's going to be pretty close to your face, even if it's indoors, if it's pretty close to your face, then you should pretty much use one of those microphones. You can always replace the shotgun microphone with a DJI or a Hollyland option, but the reason I'm not talking too much about those is because the Rode option is probably going to be cheaper for you. This also, by the way, this is the Rode first generation Video Mic Go, so you probably might as well be able to get some better quality. Anyway, that's going to be today's video. If you have any questions or things that I forgot to address or didn't mention during this video, please ask in the comments below. I'm more than happy to help. I hope that you have a wonderful day and know that you matter, and goodbye. Hello everyone, it's me in post-production. I just wanted to give my opinions real quick on the sounds of these two mics now that I heard them a lot more after editing the video. I want to say that I am horribly surprised and disappointed in the amount of self-noise and the noise floor of that of the DJI microphone. I really thought that it would have less noise floor, but my god, it is extreme. Now it could be an issue on my end. It could be that both of the microphones are activated even though one should be, for example, or maybe some settings I have set up to be mistaken, but otherwise incredibly high self-noise. On the other hand, while the Zoom sounded really good, I forgot to mention that it records audio in stereo. Now you can record it in mono, but I was recording on stereo and it's not as bassy as I thought. Also, while the DJI had a lot of self-noise, the sound that came out of it actually impressed me. It's really, really nice. Anyway, that's just some quick notes. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.